It is now officially here. The Quest Meta Pro is now officially released, and I happen to have my hands on one, and after spending 24 hours plus using this thing, make me a little bit skeptical on how much I spend for this VR headset. And thanks to a shipping problem, I managed to get this 2 days early. So today, I'm gonna be talking about the brand new Quest Pro, going over my thoughts if this is even worth it, as well as covering all the things that it comes with out of box, some interesting key features and design choices, and share with you my overall experience and how it's like clocking in 24 hours into this VR headset. So let's go ahead and go over the unboxing experience. So here's the packaging. It looks extremely similar to the MetaQuest 2 unboxing experience, as quality is almost fairly similar, still using the same nice design with the recycled box materials. And as soon as we open up, here is the brand new Quest Pro and the unique controllers. These are the new touch controllers, and weight-wise, they definitely are noticeably heavier. If you put it on the scale, you can see a side-by-side comparison how much more they weigh. And yes, they do have internal rechargeable batteries, just like my Quest 2, but these are third-party chargeable batteries that I have on my Quest 2. Now, the thing I noticed, with these controllers, I can no longer place down my Quest 2 controller upside down like I typically would. Instead, on the Pro, you have to lay it down on the side like so. Now the controller themselves, they actually have built-in cameras, which I thought was really interesting. So this may be the reason why they're a little bit heavier. Now in this front portion, they do provide this silicone cover you could put in front of the Pro headset. This is to protect this nice gloss material that it has, because the front portion of the Quest Pro headset is plastic and it does seem like it's prone to easily scratch. And then silicone is used to like cover up the front fascia to prevent it from getting scratches and such. And once you're ready to play one more time, you just remove it and it exposes the cameras. So unfortunately, this is part plastic. It is prone to scratch. It's gloss plastic, I'm sorry. I wish this was glass, but it kind of makes sense why they decided to do this, because if you drop this, glass will shatter. This will just get scratched up, but still allow you to actually use this VR headset. I think they could have done something different with the material. Now, once we remove the headset, they give us instruction how to power on the headset. You just hold the power on button for both the controller and the headset for just 2 seconds. And then behind here, it also shows us that do not expose the lens to the sunlight, because this could damage your lens really badly. Removing the rest of the packaging, underneath here we have the docking station that's used to charge the controller and the VR headset, which is quite nice. The back portion, this is where you actually find the owner's manual and the power adapters, as well as the 2 additional cables that they provide this time. There's 2 cables because one is dedicated to charge the headset and the other one for the controllers. And the power watt adapter that's provided is a 45-watt power adapter, so it's pretty beefy to quickly charge everything all at once. Now these things are the light blockers, and it's just a plastic silicone piece which magnetically attaches on the headset, and it's pretty sturdy to the most part, and everything just self lines up. Now there are going to be third-party accessories available which will give this VR headset a full cover wrap, but by default, unfortunately, it only comes with side blockers. The full wrap cover is going to be sold separately, which honestly, that's a huge bummer, because aside from that, they don't include a case, they don't include all the accessories for it, and this thing is worth over $1,000. Not looking great. So yeah, as you may already imagine, I'm gonna speak the truth of how it is, and some things to definitely keep in mind before purchasing this VR headset. But if you compare it against other Quest 2 headsets, like the Quest 1, the Quest 2, putting the Pro in the middle, size-wise, they're pretty identical. It's not really that much bigger, which is a good thing. And in the back here, the reason why there's a cable running through is because the battery portion of the headset is located right in the rear, which should give this headset a nice balance. Now, very similar to like the Halo design that the PlayStation VR has, this does indeed has that, which I personally like because this doesn't ruin your hair after hours of gaming, but it will leave you with a red mark on your forehead. Now the button layout to the VR headset, you do have volume controllers right here for volume up and down, and the other side you have your power button. There is built-in speakers onto the headset, and from my experience, sounds very similar to the Quest 2, which honestly, those weren't bad to begin with. But the overall headset design looks sci-fi. In fact, it reminds me a lot like a fighter jet helmet, especially with the color shifting that it has in the front. And the camera array, they look, again, sci-fi. And just like the Quest 2 Elite strap, you just rotate this knob to extend or tighten the headset. Overall, quality-wise, it definitely does feel more premium than the Quest 2. The plastic's more solid. The head strap design is nice. I just wish they actually used real glass for the front portion, but they probably decided not to due to the fact that if you drop it, it's gonna shatter. Plastic, it's not gonna do that, but it will get scratched up in the near future. So I guess it's nice that they actually provide a silicone cover. But what they should have done was gave us a tempered glass screen protector or something to really protect the front portion. But aside from that, that's the unboxing experience. That's what's included. Now let's go ahead and talk about the setup procedure. Setup procedure was extremely similar to the Quest 2. Just however, the IPD slider has to be manually adjusted with your fingers. You can do this while you're wearing a headset or you can take it off. But first impressions after putting this on come from the Quest 2 to this. I was extremely surprised how clear it was. The clarity was actually really good, even though this is kind of shocking due to the fact when you compare the specs. But it could be due to the fact that it just has a higher pixel density from the Quest 2. But after turning this thing on, I was actually quite impressed how clear everything was looking. Especially when you actually utilize the mixed reality, aka AR. This is where I was really wowed away because it does have pass-through mode very similar to the Quest 2, but instead of using a black and white image, everything actually is in colors. But looking at text, looking at darker color pixels, it definitely does make viewing content with your eyes less strain on them. It just felt natural. Unfortunately, the built-in recorder that the Quest 2 has cannot do justice. I wish the recorder can actually meet the resolution and the specs of the image that's really truly shown in the VR headset. In terms of features that it does have facial tracking features, which is really interesting and surprising to use. I'm still going to test this out more, but it also continues some of the Quest 2 features on the MetaQuest, such as finger tracking capability where you can track your individual fingers to navigate the Quest hands-free, and also supports some apps and games, the finger tracking function as well. But aside from everything else, all the safety features like the boundary and such, that's all found on the Meta Pro headset as well. But after spending like several hours playing some VR games, leveling up on Trevor Save the Universe, I'm not satisfied. I'm still gonna do more testing on this thing. Find out clever ways to really utilize the features, the unique features that the Quest Pro has to offer, and find out some really useful ways to really utilize and use this headset in its full potential. So make sure you are subscribed for those upcoming videos. Now the eye tracking that it has, there is a setting in the setting features which allows you to adjust the headset to the optimal position for your eyes. I wish this was on the Quest 2, but this actually has it built in, and I love the fact that it actually uses its internal sensors to make your VR experience pleasant, just in case you had it at the wrong settings. Now, even though these controls do have a built-in camera, I have noticed it's actually able to keep track of the controller extremely well. The controller feels more natural, if that makes sense, as it's able to utilize that camera that it has to improve the tracking and just makes everything feel fluid. Which is kind of crazy because the Quest 2, the tracking capability that controller had was already mind-blowing, but this takes it at a whole new level that is indeed noticeable. Now it's going to be kind of hard for me to go back to the Quest 2 on some games due to that. And in terms of the new lens design of the pancake flat design they have going on, makes putting on the headset extremely comfortable and taking it back off. Now even to the sides, the light blockers that's included does have some opening. I actually found myself actually taking it off time to time just to make it easier for me to reach and grab my phone and see who's messaging me and stuff. So this actually makes a lot of sense why it's so comfortable to use it this way. Since this headset is technically more focused on productivity work than gaming, the team over at Meta did an excellent job making this feel fluid. Now there's some more AR games coming out in the near future. One of which that's currently out is I Expect You to Die. The new release actually came out for the Meta 2, and this actually utilizes the AR capability that this headset has, and the gameplay experience is actually really fun. But with that said, even on the Quest 2 with its black and white mode, you can still technically play this game, I feel like, and still experience a similar enjoyment. Now, even though this headset has the latest specs, I have noticed when I have the mixed reality enabled with 3 windows while screen recording, it does screen tear. So with that said, it needs more RAM. For a Pro headset that's worth this much, receive a performance boost. But when you're not screen recording or multitasking, doing 2 or 1 task at a time, it goes through it fluidly without any issues. Now, I could go more in depth on like some of the setup procedures, but still very similar to the Meta. I'm gonna go ahead and save the room setup stuff for another video. But so far, on this headset, it does a good job and it's really fun. So in conclusion, I still need a lot more time to actually play with this thing to really give it a real review on what I think about it, as this is still my first impression of it. I feel like I need a good week or two to really feel this VR headset. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it like this. 80% of the features that you have on the Quest 2 is found on the Meta. The 20% is primarily focused on productivity, which is what Meta was pushing for like conference calls and stuff like that. But since the text and image clarity is really good, this is actually a pretty cool gaming headset as well. So if money isn't a problem, yeah, the Meta Pro definitely is more superior than the Quest 2. But once you put the price in the picture, you still get a lot of value out of the Quest 2 than you do with the Quest Pro. So in other words, based off of everything that I've seen, I've witnessed, it's hard to really recommend this headset unless you're just literally made out of money. And when it comes to comfort, yes, it is much more comfortable than the Quest 2, but you can always purchase some third-party head straps to actually make this as comfortable as the Quest Pro VR headset is. As the Meta Pro, honestly, this is like the perfect hybrid for mixed realities. It's a good VR headset and makes an excellent AR headset as well. Since there's no cables involved, like some AR glasses, this is basically an all-in-one. It's the best hybrid headset in the market. So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, as I plan on covering more content revolving around the Meta Pro, as well as making some versus videos and such. So if you don't want to miss those, make sure you are subscribed for those upcoming videos. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could actually leave the video a like, as it'll help me out a lot, and get subscribed, especially if you enjoy a lot of tech videos just like this. If you'd like to watch more, check out this previous video if I cover my favorite accessories that I still use on my Quest 2 for 2022. And then that video over there, that is just a video YouTube's recommending specifically for you. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.